Bitch nigga, it's like that. Welcome back to another episode of Survival Time. We finna get into the situation with Lil Durk and his peoples. I really want to get into this specifically because we do a lot of gang and crime related shit. And like as far as the subject matter, I feel like it fit everything I've been saying as far as like niggas go when they be going through these situations. You gotta understand, a lot of people who have been to jail don't want to go back. They act like they want to go back, but they don't really want to go back, bro. Y'all be thinking that these niggas is hard because they went to jail and they gonna go back to jail and they gonna keep going back and forth to jail with no problems and shit like that. You really think these niggas want to do life in prison, especially once they get to this age of like 30, 40 some years old? These niggas is all in their mid 30s because Durk is like 36 or something like that, right? You gotta realize that's another thing on Durk's shoulders. You feel me? Where I'm disappointed with him because he's too old for this. He's too mature for this at this point in his life, and I feel like he should move on from this part of his life because of the simple fact, nigga, when you reach your 30s, and I keep saying this, you gotta get away from that shit, nigga, and you need to be more like Gucci about your motherfucking business. It don't matter what people is saying about you. You have to realize you a man now, and you gotta put away boyish, childish things. But let's get into this shit, cause I don't know too much about the case like that. I do know a little bit about the case and like how niggas is trading on him, but we finna see what they doing right now. I'm talking about like up to date shit, cause I don't know nothing as far as what's going on now.
Little Durk's federal trial just turned into a versus OTF because 3 men connected to the camp are reportedly prepared to testify for the prosecution. But Durk's lawyer just fired back with a message of their own. Vonnie did it, Vonnie planned it, and Durk had nothing to do with it. So after years of OTF preaching loyalty, everybody in this courtroom is now pointing at somebody else. Federal prosecutors claim Lil Durk orchestrated a murder-for-hire plot targeting Quando Rondo. But Quando survived. His cousin Lil Pab was killed instead. Durk has pleaded not guilty and maintains his innocence, but prosecutors are trying to paint him as the mastermind. They allege members of OTF were flown to California using money connected to Durk and the label. They also claim that the group tracked Quando before opening fire at a Los Angeles gas station. Now, the government's reportedly bringing witnesses from inside Durk's own circle. OTF Jim, Keith Flocka Jones, and Kavan Vonnie Grant. These aren't random people watching OTF from Instagram. These are the men prosecutors claim had direct knowledge of what happened. And cooperation changes everything, because paperwork can be challenged, lyrics can be called entertainment, messages can be disputed, but when somebody from your own organization walks into federal court and starts explaining the entire operation, that testimony can connect every missing piece.
What this day you saying Vonnie for? Who the f is Vonnie? Y'all on this loose. That's why I don't like going live. Y'all just be talking. See, look, this is what I learned about social media, right? All it takes is one blogger to spread a rumor, right? Let me turn this camera on. All it takes is one blogger to spread a rumor. And then they calculate off every rumor and spread the news. That's how false narratives get spread, gang. No motherfucker know what's going on but them people that's in them courtrooms, man. For real, for real. Them be false accusations. Y'all don't even know what the f be going on, for real. Y'all really be trying to play Inspector Gadget and all this goofy all these fake ass jailhouse lawyers and all these fan ass bloggers. Y'all really just be wanting to just throw it out there so a motherfucker come with another narrative and y'all just carry on. That shit just fall like a domino effect. Y'all say one thing and a motherfucker gonna react to that and say this and say that.
DJ Academics broke down what may be motivating the cooperation.
OTF Jam is co-conspirator too. He's not only co-conspirator too, he is testifying and possibly going to be
I'm gonna say this real quick. For one, all these niggas started snitching before Durk said what he said. For two, I can't say he's snitching at the end of the day because everybody pretty much ratting at this point, and like they really trying to throw this off on him anyway. But at the same time, like it's kind of like the Thug situation, but it ain't, because he ain't trying to hide nothing. All of this shit is being documented to the public, and it's more open than it was with the Thug situation with the YSL case. But what I will say is this: when you be in them streets, like this is something you gotta realize can happen, and this is something you gotta realize when you blow the fuck up, as far as like being famous as a rapper or actor or whatever, football player, basketball players. Cause we be having some NBA players that be in some shit too. All the shit you tied to can come up and bite you in the ass. For one, like bro said, you got a lot of people that be out here trying to solve murders and all that goof ass shit, or they be trying to just put niggas in the beta shit, and that'll just make you an easy scapegoat also. And that's something that niggas don't really pay attention to, nor do they point out themselves. And I'm glad he said that, because I don't even think he a rapper. But what I'm gonna say is this: you gotta be cautious. You gotta be cautious with who you moving around and how you moving, because at the end of the day, those things can destroy your life, and this is a part of those things destroying these niggas' lives. Because if he wouldn't have had the hood around him, this is why I encourage niggas to get rappers from other places, get business partners from other places. Don't be just hiring motherfuckers that you know, nigga. Because the thing is, the niggas that you know could be doing shit that you know what I'm saying, not really trying to tie yourself to, or they could be doing some shit you don't know about and they tie you to it just because you got this name, you this rapper or you this entertainer, and you already got this image surrounding you. You know what I'm saying?
Talking about several other murders. Here's the thing. I hear people keep saying these guys are uncharged. OTF Jam has murder charges. Guaranteed. What happens with co-conspirators, what happens with snitches, is that they seal all of those things. So they charge them, they seal it, and what happens, it happened with 692. You plead guilty. That's how you can't do the YSL way. OTF Jam, I would bet $1 million on it. He has the case, he pled guilty, it's all sealed, you'll never see it till later. In the federal government, you plead guilty, they got you by the balls. You can't do nothing. Because now when you pled guilty, what you pled guilty to is automatic life. But it's with the thought that you're gonna go snitch to get what's called mandatory minimums. A judge in a federal case doesn't have as much, it's not based on his discretion compared to state. So 6ix9ine pled guilty, facing 46. But he knew he was gonna snitch. After he snitched, he knew he was gonna get a letter, and that letter could have the government go all the way down to even time served. So a life imprisonment could go down to time served. The government also could chime in on how well you cooperated. Oh, this guy was great. Give him extra credit, a couple extra stars in the refrigerator.
Now, according to ACT, OTF Vonnie could potentially be trying to turn a life sentence into somewhere around 5 to 7 years by helping the government. That's academics' assessment, not a confirmed sentence from the judge. But the strategy is clear. The government offers leniency, and the witness offers information. And Durk is left fighting for his life, literally.
I'm fighting for my life.
But Durk's lawyers are not sitting back and letting the prosecution control the story. His defense team includes Drew Findling and Brian Steele.
Walking in, Brian Steele.
Same Brian Steele who became nationally known while defending
very brief
Dub.
because as our incredible colleague Christy O'Connor said, there's not a lot to actually say given the thoroughness of his Honor's analysis of everything that was filed. So the docket really speaks for itself. There was incredible filings and briefings done, and such a great job by Ms. O'Connor. And so we appreciate the fact that His Honor, it was one of those days that makes it so rewarding to be a trial attorney when a judge takes everything that was submitted and goes through it so thoroughly and in such great detail. And so I'll ask you that was in the courtroom.
Their position is simple. Durk didn't order this, Durk didn't organize this, and OTF Vonnie was allegedly the man making the moves. The defense reportedly described Vonnie as the guy who did everything. They claim Vonnie was present when King Von was killed in Atlanta. According to the defense opening statement, one of Von's final remarks to Vonnie was allegedly, "Why did you let me get shot? Why didn't you do something?" Durk's attorneys are using that alleged moment to establish Vonnie's own personal motive for revenge. They also pointed toward Vonnie's alleged involvement in an early attempt against Quando Rondo in 2021. Then they connected him to the 2022 attack that killed Lou Pab. The defense is essentially telling the jury, you don't need Durk to explain this shooting. You already have Vonnie. And that's where this case gets ugly. The prosecution says Vonnie can help prove that Durk was the boss. Durk's defense says Vonnie was actually the mastermind. Vonnie may point up the ladder, but...
Man, look, at the end of the day, who got the money? And that's where the fuck it's gonna probably end up leading to. Who got the bread? Because that's who gonna pay for the shit. Now, if he say that the nigga secretly did it behind his back and he didn't know, who knows if they'll really believe that? Because who really finna let like a motherfucker really run their finances and they ain't checking back on them? Every rapper at some point check their finances at some point, and because a lot of these niggas go broke based on not checking their fucking finances. So that's one of the big things that have been pointed out by most of these niggas, and eventually get pointed out by other rappers and athletes and things like that when they touching brushing shoulders with each other. But you gotta realize this also, nigga. You the bigger fish to grab for the courtroom. So in that words, they really gonna be really want to aim towards you. But if he can flip this, he gonna be MVP of the year as far as like all the snitch niggas, or not even all the snitch niggas. I'm gonna just say he doing his shit, okay, I guess, because the situation literally is on all of them. And this be my thing with niggas when they be out here doing dumbass shit. You gotta realize this is on you and the people you did it with. This is where you become a snitch to me, because it's like you was doing it, you was involved. Fuck if you was getting shot at, or fuck if you was getting robbed. If you was the victim, you was the victim. You know what I'm saying? But if you was a part of the crime, that's when you're snitching, because it's like, nigga, how you gonna tell and you in on this shit too? Then you around this nigga son and all type of shit. Like, niggas flying you out, doing this, that, and third, putting y'all niggas on, giving y'all niggas a fucking stage for the whack ass music y'all be dropping. That be my thing. And then niggas want to turn on that nigga because now they all facing time. And the thing about Fed time is you gonna have to face 90% 95 or 90 some 90, like a good ass high ass 90%. I think it's 95% of your time. Then what academics was saying is 100% correct. When you snitch in that case, like, they can reduce your time to pretty much nothing. And it just depends on how you help them close the case, and if you help them close the case, and what all information and how much information you gave to them that helped them close the case in the first fucking place. So this is gonna be like a tough situation for this nigga. I ain't gonna say I'm rooting for him, but I don't want to see no man go to jail at all. But it's consequences to your actions and the things that you do in life. So I'm gonna just leave it at that. But as far as like what he's doing, if it works out for him, he got the best lawyers ever. He need to pay them niggas and never get rid of them niggas, and pay them niggas till he die. Because yeah, it's a good ass possibility that he going to do time at some point. He gonna have to do some type of time. If he don't get time, he gonna get probation, like Young Thug. Because at the end of the day, niggas gotta remember he's a high priority when it comes to like a prison system. So I wouldn't think they'll. I don't know. I wouldn't think it'd be worth the headache to send this nigga to jail for real. But they can send this nigga to jail, and I will believe that they would send this nigga to jail for some time. If they don't, and they choose to get this nigga probation, but I don't see him getting off this shit scot free. If he do, he a lucky motherfucker. But yeah, as far as the cousin situation and all that go, I can't really 100% say I would agree that this is gonna work out. Like, cause like I said, you the big fish, you the name. The other nigga, he not a name. He a case, but he not a name. And then that's really what they gonna be aiming for. And you gotta also remember, when you're in a federal case and doing a federal defense situation, it's not necessarily that they have to have the evidence on you. It's that they have to be able to prove to people, you know what I'm saying, that are going to be your judge. They're going to say whether or not you're guilty. As long as they can prove it to them, make them feel like that you're guilty, and convince them. It don't matter how they draw it up or come to that conclusion. All they have to do is just that, and your ass is going to jail. So I really just, like I said, we're going to have to see how this shit play out. But one thing I want to point out from this shit is, nigga, don't waste your time hanging with goofy ass niggas that's going to encourage you to crash out when you got money and you got fame and you got motherfucking position and power in this world. Because it's very hard for black men to get that, because a lot of niggas ain't trying to achieve nothing. Then another thing is, separate yourself from all of the surroundings that used to be something that you're not anymore, because you got to realize that Little Durk knew better. Little Durk made sure Von didn't leave Atlanta when he was doing everything as far as like musically. None of his artists could go back to Chicago until they finished they albums, mixtapes, or whatever they had going on around that time. And they had to complete a certain amount of songs before they left. That's why Von got music now. I think still that you could still drop. Well, he dropped a project after he died, which is the reason why. Because Durk had these niggas on a tight schedule. And he knew better. If he moving like that, I know he knew better. So that's what I'm going to say as far as that go. I'm really disappointed in him, because I feel like Durk had a chance and he just blew the shit for no reason. Niggas just put you on power and then this happened. You know what I'm saying? You was really positioning yourself from nothing to something, and I don't know, bro. I really feel bad for him though at the end of the day. But y'all let me know what the fuck y'all think. You can finish watching this shit if you want to. It's all over Urban Central. Shouts out to them because they the ones who really did the research. But shit, I just really wanted to put my 2 cents on the story, but I don't ever want to put my 2 cents on it until I know everything about it. Cause I ain't out here stalking these niggas, but I am paying attention to these niggas. So when I see shit like this, I try to catch on to it, catch up with it, and speak to the youth about it. Even just people in general. You know what I'm saying? But mainly I try to reach out to the youth because they pay attention to these niggas. And we paying attention to these niggas, and it's like, how are these niggas really living and how are they really thinking? And you gotta realize when you get to a certain level, you start touching a certain amount of money. You can't do everything you used to do. And you damn sure not with the notoriety you got can't do no criminal shit. At some point you gonna get your ass popped because you familiar. At some point motherfuckers gonna catch you because you know what I'm saying, motherfuckers know who you is. But shit, we'll see how this shit play out. But like I said, I'm not finna say I don't want him to go to jail because somebody lost a life in this situation and the family is mourning. So, you know, like I say, it's up to God and, you know what I'm saying, his lawyers. So it is what it is. Y'all let me know what y'all thinking. No, I'm out. Peace.
But watch your back, these niggas down, no attack. Gotta know your purpose, end up on this when you get used. I was birthed from the beast of the valley.